Okay, so this is a little newer machine, but it's still the basic concept. So if you take off your slide, so you have this, there's a bolt here, and then your slide will lift off of here. That opens this area up. Then you're going to loosen this bolt here. You're going to pull this guy straight out. And then back here, this is what we're going to go after. This is what came out of adjustment. These are, you can see two of them. There's one for the bottom set, one for the top set, and they are basically a cam. So they do come loose. That's why, based on the fact that your blades didn't go all the way together and it's not cutting, that's what I believe your issue is. So I'm going to try to set the phone in here so that I can work. So a crescent wrench. I don't know if a 5/8 will fit this. A 5/8 wrench will fit it. So there is a spring that I've already taken out that fits, goes from here down to the bottom piece. You just want to lift up on that and then take it out, set it aside. So now we'll untwist . And it's spring, got a spring behind it, so want to make sure you don't drop any of these parts. And yes, this machine is old and dirty. So I take this out and I take the spring out. Now what will happen is this set here is controlling the blade, so it'll walk off of here once you get this little. You may or may not have that little bushing. I don't remember. You want to just grab a hold of this and just slowly bring it out. You can push the blade off of it so the blade can lay down, and then this part will come right out. And we want to go ahead and take the other one out as well. So we take the blade out. Please make sure you remember how they went in. As you can see, these are nice and dirty. So right here you can see the little indentation of where the tension screw was. Same thing, we're going to pull out this blade. Again, be very gentle with these. Again, lay them down how they came out. There is a front and a back. Slide this piece off. And now we have those out of the machine. So this is going to be a little harder trying to figure out how to hold this, but this is what we're going to adjust right here. So this is a cam and it has a nut on the back. So as this gets loose, then you can rotate this and it'll go up or it'll go down. So remember, the one with the hole here is the front, and this is the back, which would be in the machine as so. So based on what I see, it looks like the top blade is not coming down far enough, so it would be the first one here with the adjustment. So what we're going to do is we're going to loosen this nut on the back. So I'm going to do that. I think you can still see at that point. So crescent wrench always works and you never have the wrong size. But just loosen that up. And then when you take the screwdriver, you ought to be able to see it changing. So it's almost like an elliptical. So what you want to do is you want to, if it's in this position, you want to raise this up. So you want it to come down this way. So again, if you see it at that level, and then as you rotate it, you'll see it goes down. And it's not going to take a whole lot of movement. I would say maybe a quarter of a turn. And then the trick is holding this and getting this tight. So you'll want, if you have someone to help you, is someone to hold this really tight like this, and then somebody else to then tighten it up, because what will happen is as you turn it, again it turns. So you have to hold the screwdriver slot piece to hold the position. I'm going to try to do it by holding it on my stomach. I know we're kind of out of the picture here, but you get the understanding. So once you get that locked into place, then it's just the reassembly of all that. So again, we want the back piece here. Try not to drop my phone down in there. Okay, so again, the back piece, this piece goes in first. Just gently slides in there. And you're going to take the blade that was on the back. Sorry. So you're going to take the blade that was on the back and you're going to bring it in. And very important at this point is to make sure that it's in the groove. So as you can see now, it's not. So you want to make sure that this slides back down in, gently push it back. Then you're going to bring the other blade in. And you can just let it lay down like that. And you're going to take this piece, and this is the trick. The machine needs to be where I've got a gap right here. So I can take this, slide it right down in between. This will take a little bit of practice, so don't get frustrated. Slide that on, so you'll have one of the wheels down here, one of the wheels here. You take this blade, and again, make sure that it gets in the groove. Make sure your back one didn't come out of its groove. Gently push them together and just give it a push. Then we're going to put the bushing back down in. This one has a bushing. I don't believe yours does. Bushings for machines that are worn out. Then we're going to reapply the nut. And we're going to give it a good amount of pressure. If you watch this video all the way through, you'll record take a couple pictures of where the nut is now as far as pressure goes. Then I'm going to take the spring, reattach it. We'll put it on here first. Not as easy. Sorry. It's not going to allow me to do this. I'm going to have to do it one-handed. Then you want to make sure it goes in that slot. Look at the bottom, make sure it's in that slot. And as you can see, everything seems pretty tight. And then at this point, what you want to do is put this guy back in. He just slides right in here. And you want to tighten this. And then what I would do is I would, without putting any candy or anything in it, just go ahead and pull your paper through to where you know that it's coming through the scissors. You may have to rotate the machine a little bit to get them to open back up. And just confirm that the paper is going to cut to make sure that the scissors close all the way. See how these over travel? So I have them set a little too far. But that's what you want to see, and make sure the paper cuts. So if it cuts and it's just near the edge, you want that it didn't cut, then you want to tighten up this bolt just a little more just to give a little more friction. But I believe that'll solve your cutting problem.